The F-4 Phantom will improve DCS World significantly, and will set a new standard for aircraft in DCS. Hey, I'm Emils, and I will explain why I think the Phantom is so important for the future of DCS. On the 29th of October, Heatblur released the pre-order trailer for the F-4 Phantom they are developing for DCS World. It was a great trailer visually, but also they showed some of the new features they will be adding. I was thoroughly impressed by Jester 2.0, in-game flight manual, and customizability. Now, by no means am I an expert in DCS and know everything, also there was way too much to include in one video. This is just me sharing my thoughts about the potential evolution of DCS modules after the Phantom. Jester was already revolutionary and unique for DCS World when the F-14 was released, but he wasn't without his kinks. The closest AI co-pilot that has been released is George with the Apache, but he is far from as capable as Jester. With the F-4, they will be making a Jester 2.0 with a less intrusive interface, mouse controls, and Jester will ask questions proactively, and mission makers and campaign creators will be able to script Jester. The less intrusive interface and mouse controllability will definitely be a quality of life improvement, but scripting and Jester acting proactively will definitely be improving gameplay and realism. A common problem I have had with Jester is that he does not like low altitude fast flying, which sometimes is annoying because he punches out when you have everything under control. Him asking if the extreme flight maneuvers are planned will let you respond correspondingly, so he does not do anything stupid. The same goes for radar settings, refueling, and other aspects the Jester needs to know to be able to do his job. It will give you a more two-sided conversation in single player. With the addition of being able to script Jester, you'll be able to make missions in campaigns like never before. Of course, it won't be for everyone because not everyone knows how to script, including me, but I have seen what the DCS community can create, and this will just give them another tool to create more realistic and amazing missions. Of course, there will be the memers who will use this to create some cursed Jester variations.
Taxpayer dollars do you want to burn? Oh my god!
But to each their own. And what I understand from Heatblur, Jester 2.0 will also be updated in the F-14, which would add the same functionality to one of, if not the best multi-crew aircraft in DCS World. They will also be adding him and improving him with their future multi-crew aircraft like the A6 Intruder. Jester being smarter will definitely improve the flying experience, but a new in-cockpit flight manual will help so much to better understand and learn the aircraft. Usually when I'm learning an aircraft I keep the manual on the screen next to me, but it's not that comfortable, especially if my game is in full screen and the cursor is confined to the game window. Now, Heatblur wants to put the manual straight into the cockpit, and I think that is a nice feature, especially that you can also click a button on the cockpit and it will automatically jump to the corresponding part in the manual, so you can learn what it does. This could save so much time while learning the aircraft and make it easier and more accessible. Now, why do I think this will improve DCS? Because other developers will also start implementing it. Of course, everyone won't implement it right away, but it will become a standard that others will need to reach. I think most of us are used to the maximum customizability of an aircraft being changing its livery and kneeboard, and if you want your own custom insignias or decals on the plane, you have to go through a complicated process of learning how to create a DCS skin. From what they showed in the trailer, we will be able to customize both the plane and the pilot. I have never even thought of pilot customization until they announced it with the Phantom. This will give us an opportunity to change equipment according to what squadron and country the pilot flew with, and probably even era-appropriate helmets that you will be able to swap out. This would be such a great feature for aircraft that have served through multiple conflicts and have had equipment changes. I can imagine a scenario where you could create a more senior pilot who uses his old helmet because of his attachment to it. It would be cool if we could even customize our helmets to make them ours, with decals and have a more unique experience. Now, if I'm honest, I don't see this feature being implemented anytime soon for other aircraft, because it's quirky. Not everyone will like it, and it requires more resources to model multiple helmets, jumpsuits, and pilots. Now, aircraft customizability I can really see being implemented on a wider scale. They didn't show a lot in this trailer, but they did show that you could draw on the cockpit window. I found it funny at first, and it would be cool for these cockpit drawings, but what if they could take it one step further? What if we could put our pilot's name and rank on the side of the canopy, like it is for the F-14 for example? But not embedded in a skin file, but like an overlay that we could save and apply to the aircraft. It would add another personal touch and a hint of realism. I don't think it would be that hard if they are already adding the drawing feature, and in my opinion, it won't stop at the F-4. Of course, future Heatblur planes will get the customizability and probably will improve it with each aircraft, but also other developers will start trying to make similar features. Now, this would probably take some cooperation with Eagle Dynamics to make the customizability more accessible and maybe making a separate menu for it, but I know the DCS modules will evolve to include this feature, and not just Heatblur, but also the other module developers. All in all, I think Heatblur is doing impressive work on evolving their modules to the next level, and I was not able to cover everything in this video, but if you would like to see another video where I dive into the more technical improvements and simulations that Heatblur is adding, then leave a comment down below. I think this will mark a new milestone for DCS where customizability will become more accessible to the general pilot, as well as improving quality of life in the cockpit by adding the in-game flight manual and a more intelligent AI co-pilot in single player. I will leave a link to Heatblur's website in the description where you can check out the F-4 Phantom. Alright, that's it for me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!